going to start on Armory Locker's Archives. You have to.
Yeah, it is the standard bomb site, and that's what FONTT are going to go for. They're starting up on the defense. Nothing out of the ordinary. This is extremely normal, really, for your composition for the team, the Val, the Bandit, the Mirror, the Smoke, and the Jaeger. And then the opposing side of Team Penta Sports, they're going to be bringing... this is a setup that works very well if they're trying to push from our west side.
And that's the thing, is it's a pretty flexible setup, but yeah, definitely the balcony. I mean, obviously you have the Buck there, great for attacking underneath. We see that a lot, and sometimes even used to counter the Mira, try and open up those windows, but definitely going to be used to open up that floor, maybe even behind the half wall.
But what do you think about CCTV control in this point?
I think it depends on how much they want to focus on attacking the downstairs and controlling that versus the CCTV. Obviously, controlling CCTV is always worth doing if you could pull it off, but you're going to need a drone. See if you're fighting two people in CCTV. That becomes a lot harder, especially if they've got good counter positioning from those windows.
What I really would like to see is the line of sight that would be set up by the mirror walls, because cameraman has not used his mirrors just yet.
No, he looks a little lost in terms of not even getting his reinforcements up yet, possibly.
Fabian actually going for a quick spray. The top, this will open up.
Oh,
here we go.
The early pick.
Taking out Pengu early on. Pengu going for the Ash. We usually see him going for the Blackbeard in the Pro League season, and that was a quick peek, but Fabian is going to answer back. Yeah, Astro, now the Jaeger has been removed.
This is something we saw Avian doing quite a bit during the Pro League season as well. Getting people doing those rotations up there from that far angle is becoming more and more common because, as you see, it works quite well. People get overconfident on that run out.
The only problem is that if you're trying to set up, it takes you a bit more time to get back into position, but being able to trade off the one-to-one makes it a lot safer moving up here.
This is a great way to start this off as well with a one-for-one trade this early.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, Moringa opening up the first off doorway. I'm not too sure why that was done on the west side. And the mirror wall is going to be set as well in the desk area, pretty standard. Not too sure where the set. Okay, there we go. So cameraman's going to have a full line of sight, I believe, through the fountain area. If it is open, that's where he's looking. At least has control of the hallway.
Opening up the wall there to get that set up. And now we see Junis getting ready to peek that as well. He's going to possibly try and open up that mirror window with those X-Kairos, but he's got to find the right time to do so. And there might be batteries on there as well. Going to make it hard to do so without any kind of Thatcher to do anything about it.
And I think I saw a bit of a shock bit at the end. Means that it is electrified, so the problem is they don't have a Thatcher really to deal with this.
Well, it looks like they went for the Buck on offices instead of taking the downstairs, so they do want to do this pinch. This is a great pinch if you can pull it off, because they have taken control of office with basically no opposition. Usually that wall to KS's left is where you often see a mirror window, but no such thing this time. They're really focused on the hallway.
They're really focused on A site, really, and just relying on the CCTV mirror to have line of sight into Fountain and into the office area.
Now, something we don't see from Penta on attack here is a Blackbeard, something we see a lot of times, especially in North America, fighting on that AC window there.
Yes.
But instead, we see the Twitch there from Fabian trying to do some damage and not finding anyone. Now, obviously, the Blackbeard a little bit safer to peek, or even a glass to be able to open up a lot of the wall, but he is getting reinforcements, it looks like, from Thermite. So we may see an attack onto that window.
I'm not too sure where Goga is setting himself up here. There we go.
There we go. They've already gotten in.
There we go. He gets in. He has help of Fabian. We're just going to be spraying down with his FAMAS. Just trying to get a quick pick. Oh, here we go. Oh, C4 is not going to hit, but Moringa will get the kill on Fabian, and another one as well on KS. Goes in for the third. Moringa with a 3K, and Jonas is left all on his own on the Habana. But remember, this bomb has been planted. Gohan, though, from the side, runs all the way around from the balcony, gets the ping on the Habana, and cleans him up.
Just bashing that laptop for the win.
Jumping in the Claymore. At least Fabian gets a kill at the end of the round.
That was very generous of him after taking that 3K to give him one. Make him feel better about the diffuser getting smacked to death there. So great first round from FONTT. Really looked like the trades going back and forth could be anyone's game, but once the actual rubber hit the road and they got inside, they gave up a lot of territory to them. They let them come in the offices. They let them jump in that B window. But when bullets came down to it, they just decimated them, especially Moringa with that 3K.
Yeah, I think they wanted Penta to feel safe going into the site. It's like, oh, why is nobody retaliating? Well, they're actually ready for you.
They were crossfire and getting set up. But we are going to go downstairs, surprisingly, for their first bomb site.
Okay.
So this is an interesting choice. Usually, like we said earlier,
they always
upstairs,
go for armory, yeah.
Absolutely, because it's a great bomb site. As we saw, FONTT defended it just fine. But Penta obviously want to throw them off. But I don't feel like the way that FONTT plays, their operator selections change up all that much. for the bomb site, so I don't think you're going to throw them off a huge amount.
But what's the key to holding this lower site?
The key is to split 3 people upstairs, because 2 people tends to get crossed on, whereas 3 people actually tends to take off more of the attackers and the attackers take off of them, plus the ability to rotate back to site if anyone lives through it.
Yeah.
So I think that split, and then having really good site players downstairs, like the castle you see, for example, or even a pulse, very vital to holding that site.
Yeah, and they also, as you're saying, you can rotate, use the hatches in desk area, for example, to just drop down and reinforce if needed on the site. The castle is actually a really good pick because it forces the attackers to use up as much of their utility as possible.
Or at least time if they're going to melee it.
Yeah, exactly. Because the entire site is reinforced.
Yeah.
So good luck getting in there. And even if you get in, you don't really have a lot of space to maneuver in those tight angles.
Yeah, and that's why we see them using those castles to really control the flow of the map so it works in their favor downstairs, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing. We see those 3 people upstairs. This is important. They need to hold this, the armory lockers similar to how they would if that was their bomb site, but with the option to fall back and give it up if they start taking too much damage. And they're speaking of too much damage. Astro taking low.
Oh, here we go. Mav with a headshot.
Pengu first to go again. He is just... I mean, Pengu's a fantastic player. Yeah. Don't take this any bash against him. But so far this LAN event, he has really been dropping first a lot. And it's just not been paying off for him. But losing a smoke player early on means a lot of extra time for FONTT to attack here.
So. Yeah, they don't really have to worry about the smokes being thrown into the hatches or into the actual doorways leading into the lower area here. So Astra's going to take control of the stairs. Moringa's still droning in. Goga is watching right behind here. There we go. So Armory is going to get pressured by FONTT, who need to take control of this, need to at least push the roamers away before they can set up to go on site.
Now, it looks like if they could take control more of the east side, they could push for a pinch here, but I think they may not be sure what the east side holds in store, so they haven't taken full control of it to get that pinch.
Yeah, here we go. At least the west side, lower side, 3 players are already set up.
Oh, they're going for the site.
Moringa is going to be watching from top hatch. It's a pretty good angle to watch for any players that are trying to get a bit too aggressive and use the flanks against your teammates on the attack. And Moringa is just checking through the customs area here. Not going to find a pick. A minute remaining, but remember the smoke's been eliminated, and that was the first kill, so they can't really... PENTA Sports can't really delay that often unless you count in Fabian's castle walls.
And Fabian has already taken about 50% damage as well, so they are very weak downstairs, and that's the thing is Junis and Goga being trapped upstairs here, having to potentially rotate down hatches is very dangerous if they do it after site control has been given to FONTT. And there we go. Finally a pick back there from Junis.
This is perfect from Junis. They tried to push out the armory, but it didn't work out at all, and he's still in the desk. KS will spray in and get 1 headshot clear on a Gohan. At least eliminate him. Ooh. Fabian with 1 more. Hibana, the Ash, and the Twitch now eliminated, but finally Moringa is able to get 1 of his own. Fabian is still alive. It's a 3v2 situation for PENTA.
Here goes
with
Fabian's
10 seconds.
try.
Yeah, they have to push right here, right now. Mac jumps in. Sprays takes down Fabian, but he's got to reload this Mac. Here we go. Goes for the diffuser. KS is ready. Sprays 1, sprays 2, and the German local clutches the round for PENTA Sports.
How many times did we say that yesterday as well? Cass always there in the very end to make sure that last kill comes down. A very reliable player, and it's working out for them. But Fabian did a fantastic job holding off that B side as long as he possibly could, and I think that was the key there because his other players like Junis were able to get those kills while they stopped site from getting totally controlled. But what surprises me is FONTT didn't come from the bathroom side, and generally that's how you take that site. You don't come in that window, and as you saw what happened there, having to run outside, get the diffuser, Cass knew exactly where he's coming back in at because he didn't have enough time to rotate.
And the big problem is that since they didn't take control of bathrooms and they didn't have armory control, Junis was able to just fire at them from above, from the hatch, and they cleaned up anybody that wanted to rush through there and gave info to Fabian.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're actually going to play custom, surprisingly, this time. So surprise after surprise of bomb sites here. Now, they did win upstairs, I believe, so they did have to go down, which means they would have to choose a secondary bomb site. Now, usually you'd see the bomb site we just saw as a secondary, but obviously the Brazilians have plenty of options up their sleeve when it comes to border, and so we're going to see how custom works out from. Not as bad as Bathroom Teller, but definitely a difficult site because of all the exposure to the outside, and the way the flow works can work against the defenders.
Oh, Fabian up top on the board, but now they have to crash through this. Now, I'm pretty sure that take control of CCTV on this kind of defense is essential.
Oh, absolutely.
Losing it losing, and you just drop down. You have line of sight through the hatches on everybody below. And Fabian's going to do exactly the same thing. Get on the tower, spray in, and maybe try to catch somebody off, or at least open up these windows.
And that's part of the problem with this site is all the exposure to the floor above. That's a big thing you're going to see. Moringa and Cameraman need to hold this. Astro helping as well. But they did finally bring that Blackbeard we're talking about now. Pengu, well known for his Blackbeard, much better than his Ashe. Let's be honest.
He's a pretty good Ashe, but that's when he plays casual.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, this is not casual anymore. And it has been a little too casual how often he's been dying his Ashe.
Yeah.
His Blackbeard, though, fantastic. And I expect this to be a much better round for him.
Yeah. Now, again, the Blackbeard doesn't have a ton of ammo to play around with, so spending pretty much their entire mag taking down a...
You might get a lucky wall bang.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Could be worth it.
Because of the penetrative power, again, in Rainbow Six Siege, every bullet caliber has its own penetration.
And that's a heck of a bullet on that gun.
Yes, that is a Mark 17 Scar H. I'm Belgian. I know what these look like all day. And it's absolutely insane seeing these in here in Pengu's hands.
So
now,
they took control of Office very quickly here. No resistance.
They realize what's going on, so they're going to try to push through into Fountain, but that's exactly what FONTT wants them to do because they have line of sight completely on this area.
Yeah, and they've definitely spread themselves completely on the west side. So if they get a good crossfire from the other side, Fabian coming up to do just that, this may be what hurts them here in the end as long as they can keep pressure on from the east. The site has only got one defender, and there it starts to fall.
Yeah, Fabian with the first pick on map, taking down the smoke. And this is pretty good because within the next 20 seconds is when usually you would see the smoke really getting into action. Cameraman with a quick peek though, taking down Pengu from the hatch below.
Nicely played.
Oh, Astro might come on from behind him. I'm pretty sure they have no clue where he is here. Yunas taking Cameraman, and KS scores with droning as Astro tries to move in. You don't know where he's at. Here we go. Gets the info. Gohan with the C4 on KS. 2 remaining. Goga, though, stepping up, getting the kill on Moringa. It's a 2v2 with 50 seconds remaining. Definitely doable for the attackers here. But Yunas gets sprayed down. Oh, no, Goga! Are you kidding me? He saves the day for Gohan. More time for Astro. Comes in for the spray. He pulls back, wasn't able to spray through them.
Nice try, though. That's definitely going to put a lot of pressure on Astro, though. But if you're going to have anyone left, Astro's the man to have left alive here.
Exactly. Sprays in, but no! Headshot! Goga with the 3K! Fantastic. We've criticized Goga for even in the past Pro League finals that he wasn't really stepping up that much on the fragging play. He always plays a really solid thermite, but not much when it comes to getting the kills. And here, clutch situation, you know what? Goga, the Spaniard, can do it.
And he got dropped and then just barely picked back up, and that was exactly what they needed. Fantastic plays by Penta. We're seeing maybe when the comes to the top floor, they're having a little more trouble. But when it comes to fighting down on the bottom, that's where they seem to shine, and attacking that or defending it. So where are we going to go this time? Back to customs again, but so Penta pulling that out this time. Are they just allergic to Armory Locker's archives, deciding to play just the off stuff so that it's not as predictable?
This is Season 2, Season 3 all over again.
Yeah, no, this is the new Season 3 meta, right? It's no more Armory Locker's archive. So, but it is great to see all these ideas fleshed out on the center stage here for everyone to get great inspiration for Season 3, what to do different.
Because it's not like both teams here, Penta and FONTT, have no idea how to attack this or defend it. They've been practicing these things for the past few weeks, and they know what's going on. They have an idea and have practiced exactly where to reinforce, where to have your line of sight, which hatches to have open or reinforced, so they can drop down. So in here, we're going to see even using the castle to open up the side of the walls here.
They opened up the hatch on the floor as well, and that might be something that could be used against them if they lose control of this room.
Yeah, and Pengu even opening up a few of the floorboards so they can look down if needed, and this basically gives you a line of sight into the outside if they try to rush in through the window.
Absolutely, and that's one of the great things about Border is using the top floor to aim down to the bottom floor and control doorways.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of doorways exposed to the above, and that's something we see with Teller bathrooms, which we rarely see as a bomb site, but that is a great way to defend that as well. So I think the vertical play on this map has really evolved, and we're going to see some great footage of it here. It looks like they're attacking the top, though, not working their way from the bottom, so maybe they won't get the advantages of this. But they don't think they want to take control of that room yet.
He knows now that the bomb carry, or the diffuser carry, aka the Habana here cameraman, has moved all the way up top. Moringa's going to set the Claymore in a pretty standard spot by the east stairs. Now he peeks, sees that the mirror wall is set up, and that's Goga right behind it. it's very interesting seeing the Pulse even sitting behind the mirror wall, because here he can cover everything around him.
Yeah, he's going to be able to see with his own eyes as well as his heartbeat sensor and get some great intel for his team. He's just got to have the communication to get his team to act on it.
Astro up top. Ooh. Gohan, though, here we go. Nails the first one with a headshot on Fabian.
Well, that gives him more time to call things out for his team, right?
Indeed, actually, because that is very much how they function with the callouts. And Jonas has a perfect point of view here. That was a callout set, actually, from Fabian. And Jonas sees that they're droning, comes in right from behind, sprays down Mav. Now he knows that the second one is here, but will he be able to win the 1v1? Goes in for Astro, sprays him down, and Jonas left the 2-0 in Katowice as he comes in and gets the 2. KS as well with the headshot on Gohan. Goga with one more on cameraman. Moringa with the 1v1 Jonas again. Just off of tiny bit of info from Fabian.
That's what I mean. He was
completely
dead,
collapsed.
but totally effective. And I think, I mean, obviously these guys are well known for having great communication, working together well, and having the ability to adapt on the fly. You saw that just collapse at the end. I think we saw pretty much all 5 deaths within a good 20 to 30 seconds, and it was beautiful play by these guys. So I am looking forward to hopefully FONTT coming back a little bit in on this, is that it's dangerously close to match point now.
Yeah, because now Penta showed that we can attack it. You know, we attack, we defense, but, you know, most importantly, we win all gunfights.
Yeah.
Like the new memes of 2017.
Yeah. And Pengu bringing out that Blackbeard again shows that they've realized that maybe the Ashe play just is not working out, at least on border for him. So they're definitely adapting. I expect to see some more great play from Cass on that Buck. We've seen him do really well with that, even when he's not getting the kills. So I expect this to be potentially another great round for them. Although it is Armory Lockers Archives again, something that we said Penta aren't touching. FONTT are more than happy to continue with it, though. They just had to switch because they won it. So, Penta have not successfully attacked this site. I imagine they may adjust a little bit this time. Last time they were baited into it by giving offices very easily. Now maybe this time they'll focus a little bit more on taking control of CCTV and get a bit more of a pinch going on so that they can't focus on office with all those crossfire traps.
Now, one camera has already been set up here. Second one by the Ducks in the main lobby. Just making sure they have a beat on lower side control on the ground floor, because Penta have been able to take control of it very, very easily. And through that, they can... Oh, here we go. Fabian just checking everything. He knows exactly where these things are set.
Now it looks like they could be going for offices to take again, because the Buck is over there on the east side, usually going to be there to open up the wall, something we've seen a lot of yesterday and today. So I expect they'll be setting up for that. No one really on the west side, though, and I think that's probably a mistake for this attack here, just because Gohan going to be able to sit over there on his cameras that he set up, making out callouts for his team and getting ready to come in at the last second. Cameraman as well, using that, controlling that hallway, and that is the problem, is if they cannot take CCTV, it's much harder to take out Cameraman there.
Yeah.
And they're just not putting any pressure on the west side.
Pengu's still using the ledge here, as we saw yesterday, to jump on in and gain control of the customs area, basically your ventilation area. And here he can just peek into the armory.
This is the Blackbeard spot we were talking about before.
This is like 101 had a Blackbeard on border.
Absolutely.
This is where you sit, because you have complete cover from basically all the sides unless they jump in.
You just have to watch out for C4 throws. That's the big thing, is you back up behind that AC unit, and that's great for cover on that as well.
And speaking of C4 throws, we've seen a lot of really good one from Julian BRK, but not really anything like that with Team FONTT so far.
And that's what's unfortunate, is both their main C4 throwers, the Valkyrie and the Mira, are in CCTV where they have nowhere to throw those C4s. So they're not going to be very effective unless they rotate around. But Pango getting taken down early is not going to be great. Yet again, unfortunately, even when he switched operators, that is a lot of the coverage of that site down, but Fabian's going to rotate to cover it.
Oh, Astro spot. Whoa, Fabian, what? Sprays him and actually downs him. Wasn't able to get the kill. In the meantime, Kai's going to be able to get one kill, waiting for Gohan here. He's going to get shot down. Well done, Gohan, in control.
So 2 down on either side.
Yeah, 3v3, but the smoke's been taken out. Gohan will get one more. That's the Twitch now taken out, and is on to Goga and Jonas yet again.
Now, they've been showing up pretty well on this map so far, so I definitely think this is within the realm of possibility, but they've got to play this smart.
Ooh, Gohan trying to go for a quick peek here against Goga.
This is where C4 could come out.
That's what Goga's trying to bait really in that spot. It's like, throw the C4, because you either die or you can't hit really much. Oh, Jonas gonna fill in this, and Gohan will get one. Gohan with the second, answers back.
I think that might have been a 3K for him that round. I'm not sure, but he definitely came alive there at the end. Oh, yeah, we're going for that plant too, and he knew it.
Oh my god. He was baiting. It's like, come in, come in. I'm waiting for you. I have C4. I can throw it from the open side. I mean, this is exactly what Ranger was saying.
Yeah.
God forgives, but Gohan does not.
I think it was Astro, but Gohan either. Oh, bathroom tellers. Here we go for the first time. If they're not trolling us here.
Well, Penta used it yesterday, I believe.
No, I'm not saying it's not viable, but it's certainly. Again, they're just not wanting to play Armory Locker's Archives. They're going to play everything but that. So far, I think this is, literally the third one that they've played different from that site. And it's something we've talked about before in that they have Shaz as a coach who has been really in-depth. I mean, we talked and we've seen some of the work that he does in terms of preparation. They are obviously doing this for a reason. There is, obviously, FONTT showed off some stuff yesterday. They sat down, looked at the VODs, figured out Armory Locker's Archives was not a great place for them to play, and that's exactly why they're not doing it. And that's why Penta's ahead right now, because they're playing smart. But they just cannot win that Armory Locker Archives attack. That is twice now that they have lost it. If they can figure out how to succeed on this attack, I'm very confident that Penta will take border, if they can figure that out.
We'll see how FONTT tries to push through this. Gohan's going to be on the Ashe this time, and Gohan was really, really insane when it came to playing the Blackbeard and the Ashe as well. We see him through the Invitational qualifiers and at the Invitational of how good he is at it. We're finally able to see him here playing on LAN in Germany. So Fabian going again for the castle. It's really interesting how you would play the castle, because it's either about denying your opponents from getting into a certain area or funneling them into kill zone that you prepare, and then you can use them as like a side roamer.
Yeah. Not even sure where he's using those castles. Maybe upstairs, because I didn't see a lot downstairs. So that could be an interesting attack here. And now, obviously, they were probably set up figuring, okay, they're going to go Armory Locker's Archives now. Not expecting a bathroom tellers at the end here, but obviously got to be prepared for all situations against Penta of all people. You know that they're going to have a lot up their sleeve.
Astro has taken just a bit of damage here, as UNS is held in the east stairs and holding on here. The entire hallway is his. He sees Moringa trying to peek in, and Moringa will actually drone him out. Give info to Astro, and that's it. Trade 1-to-1 with Goga, taking down Gohan. Goga's very low on HP in here, and they barely stop the Ashe from running in.
I don't know if they'll have the ability to even give him a reset there. He may just have to stick it out with that low health. And now he's been droned out as well.
Oh, Astro. Oh, one more.
Try to finish him.
Here we go. Nicely done. Can't finish him off, though, unfortunately, but Astro has gotten the kill here. He has to take this barbed wire down, but this is the bait. He's ready for him. KS, can he do it? Yeah. Oh, no, he's unable to get it. He has to fall back. Moringa has gotten one. Cameraman forces it in the second, and now opens up the hatch for KS to jump down. This is not working too well for Penta at all, as they dedicated too much of the top, but losing UNS early on was not a good start.
No, this is definitely very much in the favor of Team FONTT, even without just the man advantage. But the fact that Penta was forced to have their man rotate around here left him in a bad defensive position and easily collapsed up by Cameraman.
No problem at all to clean up the round here as FONTT tie up 3-3.
They're definitely not wanting to give this up to Penta without a fight. That's 2 rounds in a row for them. That is I think their first successful attack round, as their previous 2 points were both for defending Armory Locker Archives. So that bodes well. But then again, that is the worst bomb site on this map.
This I think is cue for Penta to say, okay, let's go back to Armory.
Again, though, if they could figure out how to attack it, that was their only real weakness, because those 2 points previously were from that, and they didn't need to go bathroom tellers. They'd successfully defended their other bomb sites just fine. So I think knowing that, they go, we can do ventilation, we can do customs, we can maybe even do Armory Locker Archives if we decide to. Let's just figure out how to stop their defenses on it. Again, they need to collapse from the west side as well, or the west side. Otherwise, again, we're just going to see a repeat of that. But in this case, obviously, FONTT having won it twice in a row meant both times they had to go to their other bomb site, which they are not able to win. So this is a situation where Penta does have a potential advantage for another point to bring to match point.
All right, Gohan's going to be setting up his black eye cameras, playing on the Valkyrie here. The pulse been pulled off for Moringa. And I guess now they're just going to be staying down below and using Moringa just to gain info as he sits in the tellers area, basically, and just lets them know, okay, here's what's going on, and has the Valkyrie Gohan here just giving him info. It's like, yes, they're coming up behind you, watch out. And he basically covered all around.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than trying to hunt a pulse downstairs, especially when you're attacking Armory Locker's archives. But Penta have shown a lot of strength in fighting on the bottom floor, so if they can suss out Moringa to take him out first or early on, I think it'll work a little bit more in their favor.
All right, UNS now jumping in, taking control of this southern balcony. They're trying to come in as well from below as Goga has moved up. He's got KS to help him out, and Fabian's droning inside of the site. Thermite charge is already set on the site, and I think they want to just break in and go for this. Moringa, though, wants to answer, takes down Jonas. No more Habana to play with here. They still have one more charge to work with here, but he's just going to get taken out. Gohan will get taken out, though, by KS with a pretty good refrag here for the team. But now they're sandwiched. They dedicated so much for a quick rush that they're just set in the passport check and can't do much about it.
Fabian needs to come around on Moringa from behind because he's sandwiching him in, causing a real problem for him here. See Fabian droning that stairwell where he was before, but then Cameraman.
One more on Pengu. Pengu not really playing level here. Mav with a headshot, cleaning up Fabian. KS is the last man alive with 20% HP right outside of the site. Moringa is going to gauge all the info here. He knows exactly where he's at.
Oh, this is it for Cass.
This is going to be a big pinch here. KS is a great player, but I'm not too sure he can do this. Here we go. Astro just takes him out of his misery. And now they're in the lead. FONTT are back in this.
And that was a crossfire where he had no real way to escape because he got out one door. There was Moringa. He goes out the other door. There's Astro. He had no escape, and he kind of saw his own death coming there at the moment. And that was not a round where we were going to say thanks to Cass saving the day. So now, actually, surprisingly, not what we expected. Match point here for FONTT coming on strong. Penta, again, not wanting to do Armor Locker's Archive. Still going to stick with Ventilation, which has been good to them. So I can't blame them for doing that there, as long as they're not going Bathroom Tellers again. So
they kind of learned their lesson at this point that teams now basically know what's going on. You can play Ventilation just by holding the Armor Locker anyways.
Yep. I think we'll probably see this go to overtime then. I think this is a good chance that Penta can successfully defend this, as they only have lost only one defensive round on Bathroom Tellers. So if history repeats itself here, we will definitely be going into overtime.
I'm a bit disappointed in Pengu so far, not really showing up. I don't know if our observer Marcio can pop up the scoreboard. Here we go. Thank you, Marcio. 0-6 for Pengu.
Again, I'm not sure what
yesterday we saw it equal all across the board. It's not the case this time. An 8-5 for Gohan with Moringa. It shows that the duo is working together, and the Goga duo basically with KS has been winning them.
To be fair, everyone else has been showing up quite well. So it is definitely on Penta to continue that and potentially close this out if they can make this into overtime first, because if they don't, obviously, the border goes over to FONTT and we move on to map 2.
So Goga's going to be at least putting down some wooden floorboards. Pretty nice spots actually for these black eyes. Very difficult to spot what's going on, especially the one that's right below the table. Very cheeky position to be in.
Yeah, that intel gonna factor big time, especially if they decide to actually be smart and attack from a different side, like Bathrooms this time. Because the last time Fabian actually had the advantage of them just funneling themselves in on the west side window on B site.
So Moringa's gonna be droning in. Mav's gonna start moving up finally from the valley, as FONTT are trying to set up before trying to get into the site.
That's a little bit of a slow start for a Sledge player.
They know they have to deal with lockers first before they're able to drop down. Last time, they had the advantage of taking down Pengu early on.
Yeah, that helps.
So hopefully this time he doesn't overexpose himself. And as I say that, Pengu is waiting right on the opposing end of the 416 from the Ash and almost connected. Flashbang is going to be thrown in as Gohan sets up to jump on into the main armor area. Sprays down and takes down Pengu. He knows exactly where he's at in the back of the desk area.
Now the question is, will Junis be able to trade that back if the push keeps coming?
Oh, Astro. Cheeky play here. And I'm not... Oh, here we go. Jonas gets the headshot, takes down Astro. But this gives them all the info that they need, that Jonas isn't there and is injured. Goga will get the headshot on Mav and clean him up. So no more Sledge, no more Twitch. And this means that KS on the Mira gets even more difficult to deal with.
And this is why I say you should play 3 up, because what happens here is 3 people is actually surprisingly hard to deal with top floor, because it's hard to get enough map control to pinch on them.
Yeah, because you have one person that can just rotate around the map.
Now hopefully Goga, as I was gonna say that, we'll be able to rotate back, but Gohan, make sure to finish him off.
The pixel aim is absolutely insane, and UNS comes in. Fabian with one more, and Moringa suddenly finds himself on his own right after winning the fight on the Armory now.
At least he's got his little suitcase to carry around with him. He's got to get it all the way in there and past Fabian and Cass to do so. Not looking good for him at all.
Yeah, Eunice even staying low on HP, but that's all he needs. He just has to be a distraction. And Eunice, though, he's going to collect the kill.
At least a 3K that round for him.
And that's the overtime, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go 4-4. And if you're new to all of this, basically, this is overtime, 4-4 tie-up.
First to 6.
First to 6. Basically, it's a tiny best of 3 after the original.
A tiny little important one.
Yeah. A tiny little important one. Remember, the prize pool is over $200,000 for the Pro League this season, and only one team will claim the majority of that.
And it looks like the game is decided that FONTT gets to defend first. So this is make or break, I think, for Penta. As I brought up multiple times earlier, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but this is the attack round. If they win this, I'm totally thinking Penta take this.
Have they lost a single defense round, Penta?
Just bathroom tellers. And that's what I mean.
The only one.
If they can just win this attack round, I really believe they will take this all the way to 6, potentially 6-4 even. But they need to figure this out. Again, I want to see them hit CCTV. Stop putting all your effort onto the AC window on B and offices because it's not working. They're having those smart angles onto the B, the archives room, that's continuing to work. They have the C4 over there. Once they rotate, they're getting the kills, and it's just they try and plant. Doesn't work. So we'll see again. They're setting up a little bit differently potentially here. I mean, they put a lot of people into CCTV last time. Looks like they're setting up a little bit differently last time. We saw, for example, deployable shield.
What's interesting is that they're not really reinforcing the main wall into Armory.
Yeah. Oh, there's runouts. Got to be careful. Almost at the last second there. They could have gotten punished for those, like we saw Fabian do before. But no early picks this time.
Speaking of, never mind. Get
As
the kill.
I say that.
Headshot. Moringa's down, and Fabian over the moon now with the early pick, taking down the bandit, the player that you're going to see really just running around the map, trying to collect kills.
That bodes well for them to finally close this out. Pengu also changing up a little bit. Going to be IQ this time instead of Ash or Blackbeard. That could be a big difference in how they actually play this out. Get some intel on the actual site to attack. And you see Pengu and Fabian, or KS, both on the west side. I feel like they've made the changes they need to. Actually going to get Cass potentially able to hit the CCTV from below over there. This could be, I think this is going in the way of Penta, especially after that early kill.
Well, droning right in front of their buck here, KS.
A lot rides on Astro here pulling this off.
Oh, the info's gonna get given, and Astro's down on the floor. Now the Jaeger's down, but Cameraman from above gets one more. Fabian from the outside, he's picking them off like
he doesn't need to go in. He's using that FAMAS.
Gohan down, and FAMAS is extremely difficult to control at that range. He just taps it very quickly. Pengu gets one more, and the last one from Yunus. Penta clean up the first round, the attack round, which we said was so important.
If I was FONTT right now, I'd really be thinking we need to bring out something different. Something crazy, because we just lost our only good defense. You don't have a good attack.
But what will Penta go for? Which site?
This would be interesting to see them pull out their army lockers, but of course, hey,
Vent Workshop.
It's been working out for them. I do think there is a chance we could see Penta lose this, just because it has been plenty of time for FONTT to figure out what they've been doing wrong. But even if they do, then that gives a chance for Penta to do the same thing again. And obviously they figured out how better to attack Armory Lockers Archive. So even if FONTT goes to that next time, still could see Penta close this out.
Yeah, and you still see the same setup basically on operators from the attacking side of FONTT here, expecting, okay, well, they're going to go Armory at some point, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they? And this is what you would see if you're trying to push Armory. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out too well downstairs because you really don't have enough charges. This is where having a Thermite would be fantastic.
Absolutely, especially being able to open up some of those walls that you might need to get access to. But in this case, they're definitely just going to have to attack it, you know, the way Brazilians do, via gunfights.
Yeah.
They do have the Blackbeard, though, so that could factor into trying to take that B window if they want, for example, or maybe some other angles that they might be able to push, take control of that top floor. But it is definitely going to be a heck of a fight. However, I hope there's going to be 3 upstairs. Right now, we're only seeing 2 top floor. If they continue with the split 3 downstairs,
Now, what they've been doing is actually having Fabian peek in every now and then to help them out on the main stairs. So maybe that's what they're looking for.
It's been doing great for them. I don't blame them. But it does look like they have rotated someone up. So I do think they're going with what's worked. And now the difference is if FONTT can take out Fabian, I do think this could start to collapse. Because the Cass is going to have to defend side alone. But again, they're not going bathrooms, though, and I think this is a mistake for FONTT.
I just hope that FONTT don't get too tunnel visioned on taking down the roamers.
Yeah, that is a big distraction, especially when it's coming down to the last second sometimes. You really, you know, when you're on potential overtime match point here, it's
you
a
suddenly
big risk.
find yourself with 2 players left, and you have to deal with pretty much a team that's set on the site and has been reinforcing and gathering info the entire round.
Let's hope for FONTT's sake Astro has his headphones on correct, because he's going to need to do some serious killing to bring this back for his team right now.
So Pengu set up again, and he's just going to be set up in the library all on his own.
I hope he's going to do more this time.
I really just hope he doesn't over-peak, because we haven't seen anything done.
He hasn't thrown a smoke canister yet either. So he could delay Gohan a bit here.
Oh, okay, so no info is going to be given at all to Gohan here. Immediately taking down the drone as he's set on the library door itself.
And he rotates as well, so that's the smart thing to do there, playing against the lack of information from Gohan. But Astro could have a drone in there to do some damage as well, and we could see him attempt to collapse on this. As I said, though, having 3 upstairs, you see they're spread out in a situation where it's very hard to just collapse on one of them because they crossfire for each other. But again, they're not really attacking the downstairs, and I do think that works against them here, fighting 3 up top. I think if you have 2 downstairs, attack the downstairs, take out Fabian.
Nothing has been done so far, and we're a minute 15 in. Remember, the lower side is completely reinforced.
Yeah,
so
but you have even, you know, you could bring out the Hibana to take holes in the wall, or at least open up lines of sight.
Gas canister finally going to get used.
Feels good for Pengu this round.
Mav's going to be moving in. Oh, Astro's going to get dropped. Nicely done by Pengu. And he pops in one more. Info in from
good for Penta, although that doesn't help. But hey, Pengu's died every time, and you know what? They still won, so.
Yeah, and look at Gohan. Now he's solo on HP. Cameraman gets one more on Goga. And here we go. Oh, UNS gets one. Trade from Moringa. Leaves it to a 2v2. Gohan very low on HP. And all they have now is KS, who's on the Mira, so can shred anybody that tries to play against them.
I feel like between Fabian and Cass, they really have the site locked out. Yeah. It is going to be all down to angles and really smart head games.
They don't have anything to deal with reinforcements anymore. Fabian almost going down here. Has to use the castle wall.
Nicely done. Well played.
Whoa, right into him. Fabian gets one. And now the second alive. Moringa up top picks it. Gets the headshot. Gas! Ich liebe dich! The German gets it.
Again, of course, Cass loves to finish. He is the finisher. We get to watch his kill cams probably more than anyone else on Penta. Well done, Penta. They made, like I said, put it all on that Armory Lockers attack. You win that, they got it 6-4. Brilliantly played. I give a lot of credit to Penta. They made adaptations that we didn't see from FONTT. That's why they won that.
And all as well rests on Shas, the man in the middle, talking to all of his teammates. Calm and collected coach for the team. And he makes everything work. Yunus on 11-5.
You know, we give Astro a lot of credit, but Moringa has been showing up yesterday and today. He had just as many kills as Astro. I think he's the newest member on the team and a huge asset. I think that was a really smart choice, and that's probably why we see FONTT making it all the way here this season and not last season.
Yeah, and the big problem, I think, is, yeah, you have 1 or 2 fraggers, but that's it.
Yeah.
You don't have the team play that is really needed to take down Penta. Penta will throw sights you're not used to.
Well, that's the thing, is fragging works a lot better in Brazil than it does against a team like Penta, and we saw that last season as well. That's why Penta came out on top.
And here we go, the highlights. Moringa
There's that
getting
3K
the
to start it off.
Yes, absolutely insane. And Mav almost clutching this one out, but because they were trying to enter through the window, they weren't able to do it. And
I think also it came down to leave that diffuser outside. There we go, though. Nice pickup.
Astro in this spot. Unfortunately, he failed, and Goga clutched this round with a 3K as well.
With that thermite, as you mentioned. Ooh, nicely done, though. Junis, I think, really was I think I'm going to give a lot of credit to Junis. Maybe he didn't have the most kills, but he had a lot of really important kills. Yeah.
He was top. He was 11-5.
But it wasn't just the numbers, the value of those kills. He made the really important kills, and I really feel like Junis was the secret to the success. With Fabian a close second.
Yeah, he gets the operators that really would cause them trouble, like the Hibana, for example, if they wanted to get on the sites, because Penta are
feels so bad for KS that round.
Spot, yeah, everybody surrounded him. Gohan here going for the peak.
Wall bang, though.
Yeah, wall bang Pengu, and all they need is the info here. Moringa spots that
right in the toe.
2 pixels.
Yeah, shoots his big toe right off to death. That was a great fight there over that small off.
Yeah, Fabian here with the spray. This is just a standard spray. You're going to spray the windows.
That was the first of 2 that round, I do believe.
He's been doing it the entire game, and he just sat back and got 2.
There was Pengu's best round there as well, getting that shotgun kill and actually getting a smoke out.
And here, being able to take down 1, played the diffuser game. Unfortunately, he was so low on HP and in that
pretty much free kill.
Yeah.
But Cass there, again, always there to trade those last kills. Unfortunately, when he's outnumbered, maybe a little bit harder, but he is a very reliable player in making sure that if it comes down to the wire there, he is there to do it.